I actually just put hot water in this, but there's like still a little tea and probably coffee
Supermodel.
and like something.
It's his supermodel diet. We've talked about this. It's what the supermodels do.
They use a little lemon.
Hot water
and lemon.
in the morning. What's up, everybody? Welcome to This Week in MLS, presented by Target. The Audi 2017 MLS Cup Playoffs are underway, Calen. Semi-final matchups, knockout rounds in the past. It's all happening.
We have made this studio our home. We live here now.
We basically do.
Yes.
I mean, I'm camped out. I'm camped out.
Yeah, you're in the green
couch.
room. Thanks for letting me hang out there. It's pretty swanky.
That's my domain.
Yeah.
That is my domain.
Come on.
Obviously.
No questions asked.
Obviously. Calen, we've got a lot to talk about, buddy.
We do.
So we should get right to it. Let's get to our twin takeaways.
Why don't you start us off?
You want me to start off?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to do it because since it is fresh in my head at this very moment, my twin takeaway is just all about the Columbus Crew. I don't know what else to say. I was down in Atlanta for that game in the knockout rounds where they won on penalties and Zach Steffen just lost his darn mind and was saving everything. I was literally standing behind the goal for the entire game, and it was, I mean, it was just that a 0-0 game has never been more exciting ever. So you saw the confidence and the momentum that they had built coming off of that win. They go back to Maffrey Stadium. They take on NYCFC in the conference semis. 4-1. I mean, just taking care of business. Bobby Boswell made an excellent point, talked about them as a team that just doesn't know how to lose right now. Yeah. And I think he's right. I think he's absolutely right. This team is feeling it. We know about all the off-field distractions with the potential move. It just seems to have kind of rallied this team together. They believe in themselves. They're well coached. The Columbus Crew, man, they could be the dark horse. They could be. I don't see NYCFC coming back from this. They might give Toronto some problems.
4-1. The last goal from Awful was the one to me that I think may send them through to the conference final to play against Toronto FC. And it's got me thinking whether they can actually maybe take down the Giants. This team seems to be a team of destiny. 11 games unbeaten, getting goals, contributions from everybody, 4 different goal scorers on the night.
There could have been more tonight, too.
There could have. The red card for Callum's obviously put NYCFC in a huge hole, but as much as you want to talk about Atlanta United or NYCFC or TFC, the team in the East, to me right now, is Columbus Crew SC. They've been the story of the playoffs.
The Crew. All right. Your twin takeaway.
My twin takeaway. Well, that's hard to follow up because that is the story of the
I kind of pounced on that one. I'm sorry.
When you look at everything else, it's still TFC for me. They're the team to beat in the East and really the favorites for MLS Cup, and they've gone out and proved it in their first match against the Red Bulls. Now they go on the road, look comfortable. They were the aggressive team, came out, forced a turnover for the first goal. Victor Vasquez with a nice finish off the rebound, and then what can you expect but
Giovinco,
the little Italian man who could
the atomic ant.
What can you do with this guy? You step to him, he's able to draw a foul and maybe beat you off the dribble. If you lay off him, he's going to hurt you from distance. The Red Bulls had an interesting play here. They tried to drop Murillo back. We talked about this on Playoff Central. They tried to drop him back onto the post. He didn't get there in time, didn't fulfill his responsibility. You've got Robles standing on the other side of the goal, trying to take care of that side.
What did you think of Question's comments after the game, too, about Murillo? Kind of called him out a little on that play, a little bit.
Well, to me, that's holding your teammates accountable.
Fair.
He's got the credibility to be able to do that. You know, I don't think that's a thing about throwing someone under the bus. To me, it's about sending a message to the entire locker room.
Yeah.
And a part of that culture of the team is to be able to hold everyone accountable. And that's Sasha's job, is to say, hey, you need to get to that spot. Mental mistake there, costly for them because now they're in a big hole.
All right, well, let's talk about some of these semi-final matchups, shall we? We're gonna start out west. We're gonna talk about Vancouver and Seattle. Vancouver, of course, took care of business in a big way against San Jose in the knockout rounds. That 5-0 win, very, very impressive.
Blew up our bracket, by the way.
Totally blew up our bracket. So then Vancouver hosts the first leg of this game against Seattle, and you know, it wasn't the most tantalizing of games. This was a scoreless draw, but we kind of talked about it. I was sitting here with Matt Doyle and Andrew Wiebe. We were watching this, and Matt Doyle basically said, he was like, this was kind of Vancouver's plan. You know, they keep the clean sheet. They can now, if they go to Seattle and score, they're in a really good situation, Calen.
Yeah, I think Robinson and his guys actually feel confident going on the road and being able to get a result in Seattle. Any result, a 1-1 draw, a 2-2 draw, is going to see them through. So they don't necessarily even need to win the game to advance, of course, putting a little pressure on the away team. It is a risky play. I always would prefer to try and take care of business at home, but you saw both teams in the Western Conference really at home content to sit back and wait for that next opportunity, partly because I think both of these teams had to play 3 games in a week, so a little bit of save and advance for later, but I think it's a risky play.
Absolutely. Well, the other team that you mentioned in the West, Houston, they had taken care of business against Sporting Kansas City in the knockout rounds, a very hard-earned 1-0 victory. Poor Sporting Kansas City fans, once again, out in the knockouts. But they had to take on Portland in the first leg of this other Western Conference semifinal round, and you know, another scoreless draw. This one, though, came down to injuries, right? Portland, they lost Darlington Nagbe, Laris Mabiala, Diego Chara, all injured in this. And these are some really important guys for them.
Well, the Chara one seems to be the big one to watch. And the other ones, I think, hopefully should be okay for leg 2. But Chara looked like he may have gone down seriously injured. Reports saying maybe a broken metatarsal in his foot. Not who you want to see go down. They don't really have, you can't replace a guy like that in the squad. Such an important position, especially in the playoffs. So Houston might feel okay about this one, just because I felt like they left a little bit to be playing with. But look, this is Houston's first time in the playoffs since 2013. Weren't expected to make the playoffs. They beat an experienced Sporting Kansas City side. They go toe-to-toe, hold scoreless against a tough team to do that with Diego Valeri. They've only allowed 1 goal in their last 5 matches, 4 shutouts. Stingy defense.
Stingy.
Everybody's talked about Houston being able to score on the attack.
Yeah, their firepower.
It's their back line and that goalkeeper with Tyler Derrick, who've been fantastic, really leading them into the conference semifinals.
Has been outstanding. All right, well, let's take it out east. The Red Bulls took care of business against Chicago. Wah, wah. I was there in the knockout rounds. That was brutal. 4-0 win for them. And again, this was a team, I kind of felt the same way about the Red Bulls after that Chicago win that I did about the Crew. And their Atlanta win, I was like, this Red Bulls team really's got some momentum. And then they come back to New York. They host the Giants, TFC, in that first leg. And, you know, we talked about it in your Twim takeaway. I mean, TFC, just too many weapons, so good. We've got a guy like Juvinko who can put a free kick away like that. I don't know, the Red Bulls just came out really, really flat. You could see Jesse Marsch in his post-game press conference just not happy. Everyone felt really, really deflated after this one.
I think he was a little bit lost for words trying to figure out what was going on with his team, because they'd come out in that game in Chicago and been so aggressive, played light on their feet, positive, attacking down the wings. I think partly a little bit of the alleviated of the pressure of the burden of being a top seed in the playoffs, coming in as a 6th seed and underdogs on the road. They responded much better than at home, where they seemed tight. That's the word that he used to describe them.
And Sasha Kleshin, I spoke to Sasha after the game in Chicago, and he talked about how they just wanted to put it all out there. You know, they wanted to come out, aggressive, attack, and that's how they were going to approach these games against Toronto, and there was none of that. You know, and it was just like they completely went away from the game plan.
You know what I think that is? Toronto FC. Because it's one.
Are they good?
It's one thing to say we're going to come out and play tight, or we're going to come out and play loose. We've got nothing to lose, and then it's another thing to play that way against Toronto FC and give them credit because they put it on you. They come out aggressive. They seem comfortable on the road as at home. The way Bobby Boswell talked about a team that doesn't know how to lose. Losing is not even a thought for this team. They're just stepping forward.
They all right.
They are the real deal.
They're pretty good.
I expect them to go all the way to the final and win it still.
Pretty good. All right, so the other Eastern Conference semifinal matchup, a game that we just watched, of course, the Crew absolutely crushing NYCFC 4-1. You know, NYCFC, David Villa does get that away goal. So there's like a little bit of hope for them, but the way the Crew are rolling right now, we talked about it earlier, I don't see them going into Yankee Stadium and being able to do enough.
Yeah, well, I don't think a lot of people do right now, which is funny because nobody saw this Crew SC team getting past the first round. I think this game against NYCFC was closer than people realized for a while. The red card is really what changed the course of this match. Calen has been so important for this NYCFC team, hasn't missed a minute all season.
Unbelievable.
Video review, of course, comes in. That's a new element for our playoffs.
Yes.
It's never happened before. Go in, he gets the elbow, comes up too high on Justin Miram.
Was it a straight red for you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Straight red. Those are the type of things that I'm used to seeing a little bit back, you know, in the playoffs. I didn't want to say it, but in my days.
Seen a thing or two.
But now you can't get away with it. It's too risky to make that type of move, and they pay the price for it. They got to a good spot, though, down 3-1. It's that last goal from a fool.
For a brief moment, I thought I was smelling an NYCFC comeback there, but alas. Did not happen. We shall see.
Yankee Stadium, though, tight quarters.
Yes.
If they get one the first 10, 15 minutes, there's a chance.
This is the playoffs, Calen.
That's right.
Anything can happen. All right. It's about that time, my friend.
Oh, yes.
Do the thing.
We're going to do our...
Spot. Do the thing.
Did you see that?
There we go.
That was good.
There we go.
All these playoff games. I need somebody, Simon, to come.
I know.
Bring that energy.
I know. You always need Simon. Okay, so did you see that?
Yes.
Like I said, I was down in Atlanta for that knockout round game against the Crew. This, number one, Mercedes-Benz Stadium is just next level, you guys. If you ever have a chance to go there and check out a game, please do, because it is something special. Those Atlanta fans turned out. It was just, the environment there was insane. They did this thing where everybody had lights and they kind of dimmed them, and then all these little spotlights were just.
Was that impromptu? I don't think that was planned.
I don't know. Apparently, it was the first time they ever did that at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And so I don't know if everybody was handed these little lights, but the visual effect was so awesome. Yeah. It looked so cool.
Did you throw a light up?
I tried. I wanted to be
part
of it.
It looked like a Coldplay concert.
I do, actually. It kind of felt like that, too. Cool. But it was so cool, and I just kind of want to give some love to Atlanta for a heck of a first season in MLS.
Yeah, I mean,
can't say enough about that team. I mean, a heartbreaking way to go out in pens, but my goodness, they're going to be so much fun to watch for a long time. So,
yeah.
Yay, Atlanta.
You ready for mine?
Yes.
Did you see that?
Love that. I just want to hit it.
Did you see that?
Enough.
Okay. Mine, actually, as much as I'd like to congratulate Atlanta on a great season, it came to a screeching halt thanks to Zach Steffen. What an incredible performance from him. And the moment, to me, that defined Crew SC's run right now was the Panenka from Higuain. I mean, the confidence that it takes to step up to the spot in that type of moment. And as the first penalty, 67,000 people. That's the personality that it takes to be the underdog, step into the Lion's den, and really start slaying dragons.
Lion's Den, slaying dragons. Oh my gosh, it's like a Game of Thrones episode up here.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Good one. I like that. You guys, we also have kind of an honorary. Did you see that? It's not even honorary. It's more of like, I don't want to see that. And that would be our bracket that we filled out. You guys, our bracket is so busted. I mean, with Chicago going out, Columbus has basically destroyed our bracket. I just want to throw this out there, though it's going to make us feel a little bit better. Only 13% of the people that filled out bracket picked Columbus over Atlanta, and 1.67% picked Columbus to win the whole darn thing. So,
That's Will Trapp's family, by the way.
I think that's probably
mom's, dad,
probably true.
cousin.
Anyway, so if you guys are feeling bad about your bracket, just know that you're in decent company. I mean, we tried.
We're here for you.
We are. Guys, that's all we got for you this week. That's it.
Wow.
I know, but we've got plenty of semifinal action coming your way. Leg 2. It's all going to happen, you guys. We're going to watch it. We're going to talk about it some more. Enjoy the rest of the playoffs.
And make sure to tune into the Playoff Central is happening.
Yes, you guys. Pre and post game, half hour before every single game, and immediately after the game, we're going to be here live. I get to host a little bit, which
Can I
is
say
fun.
something?
What?
You're doing a fantastic job at
Thank you,
hosting.
Calen Carr.
as
You're doing
always.
a fantastic job being an analyst.
Really?
Yes.
I'm trying to look the part.
No, you definitely look
Thank
the part. Look very dapper. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We will see you very soon. Enjoy the playoffs.